problem aware. Now, these folks, the folks right here in the problem aware, are actually my favorite people. They are the reason that I started this agency, because they are hurting and they know they're hurting, but they don't know what the answer is. And they are constantly spending thousands of dollars, maxing out their credit cards. They've got a garage full of tools they no longer use. They've got drawers full of books they've never read. And they are running around in circles, and they are exhausted because they've been chasing worldly solutions to their spiritual problems. And no one has come alongside them and said, your problem is not you that can fix it. It's Jesus. It's not a problem you can fix. It's not a problem a guru or any other human being or anything with DNA can fix. Only Jesus can heal that wound. But they don't know about it because your church is just busy promoting VBS. Your church is just busy promoting to the people that are looking for churches. And your church is just busy focused on the people that are just naturally spiritually open and might search for something that your church can offer. These people are not searching for churches. They are not even searching for spiritual things. They're searching for how to alleviate their pain. So how can your church show up to these people? And again, this is not a funnel. We don't want them to go from problem aware to being aware that, okay, maybe it's something greater than them, and then maybe it should be the church, and then maybe they should know about your church. No, we're talking about taking them from right here, life is hurting, to right here, come into our church doors and be healed. How do you take a person from there to there? Okay. The reason that they don't know you is because you haven't done anything to actually help them. And this is really for the pastors, church leaders. Just bear with me for a second. Okay. If this person, the problem aware person in your community, they are addicted and they know it, their marriage is falling apart and they know it, their kids are hell raisers and they know it, but they don't think your church is the answer, that is a leadership problem. Because the fact is, you're not answering enough real world problems. Too many small churches are just answering church problems. Well, church needs more diversity. No, the community needs more Jesus. Church is boring. We're going to liven it up with our worship music. No, the community needs Jesus and needs to be discipled. Our church is irrelevant. It's not reaching out to the young people. Okay, yeah, sure, but it's not because they need your church. It's because they need Jesus in the context of your church. And so if you're not reaching the people, if you're not putting yourself in front of them, when they are looking for an answer to their problem, you're not solving real world problems. You're just solving more church problems. Okay. And a lot of churches will think that, well, we're just exploiting people. That's not true. You're not using people when you're intentionally using modern marketing methods to put your church in front of this person and get them to take a next step with you. Okay. And so if you're not addressing community issues, if you're not putting yourself where you can be found by these people, you will never be known by these people. And what am I going to say? Who is going to be known by these people? More false teachers, more gurus. Your relationship sucks because you're too fat. Your relationship is falling apart because you're not disciplined enough and you need our man training. Okay, your relationship's falling apart because it's just not right. So what you need is our independent woman course. Or you join our club, or you're just bored, so buy my book. Those people will find this person, and your church is just going to sit there solving church problems and not their problems because you're not doing what it takes to get them aware of your church and connected with your church. Okay, so what should you do? Okay, I'm going to give you 3 things to do, and it involves around the Google grant. If you do this, okay, you're going to have more people coming into your church that didn't even know church. You're going to have people coming in when you shake their hand, Pastor. If you get the opportunity to do that, they're going to say, I had no idea this was church. This is what church is. Okay. They're going to say, I had no idea that this was a thing. I had no idea that a church could do this for me or for anyone. I'm so glad this church is here because you're going to be actively solving their problems through Jesus Christ. And you're going to bleed into the community because they're going to go out and tell their friends. Okay, church people, we know they've tapped out their network. But if you can get one of these people into your church, they're going to go tell their network. And you suddenly have a disciple that's going out and discipling another 500 people. Okay, so what do you do if you want to reach these people? An easy way and very cost-effective way is to get what's called the Google Ad Grant. You can go to Google for Nonprofits, just Google it, and if you get accepted in their nonprofit program, you got to be a 501c3. You got to jump through some hoops for them. You got to, play their game a little bit. But once you get approved and you get the ad grants, you have unlocked $10,000 of Google Ad Grant, essentially credit, to run advertisements to people in your community. Now, a lot of churches will take this money, and just like I said a few minutes ago, they will do it to solve more church problems. Church near me, live church streaming. So you should do that, but you're just going to reach this people. I want you to reach, first of all of them, but the problem-aware people. And what are they searching? A great example, we spend $1,500 to $2,000 of Google's dollars for one of our clients by putting out a relationship resource. What does the Bible say? What is true love actually? How have you been lied to about what love is? And this is why you can't seem to find love or feel love, because you don't even understand what it is. You have a misunderstanding, and we're going to help you understand that. We get to spend $1,500 to $2,000 every month of Google's money to go evangelize the gospel through the Google Ad Grant. All right. And we're reaching church people and spiritually open people with other campaigns, but specifically with that campaign, we are researching people that are hurting and they don't even know that the church can answer their relationship problems. Okay. So you got to get the grant, set it up. Okay. And then pick the campaign. There's some research to do. And by the way, later on, I'll share kind of some adjustments I want to make to the show and the YouTube channel, and I'd love to get your feedback on it so I can show you a little bit more of what I'm talking about. But there is some research that you can do to find out what your community problems are, because not everyone, even though we're all human, the people in Portland are having totally different issues than the people in Miami compared to the people in New York or Baltimore. Okay, so you got to do some research to figure out what people around you are searching for. That'll give you some insight into what's hurting them. That will give you some insight into what they need your church to deliver. Imagine, Pastor, you could just, in an instant, just like go to your computer and Google, what sermon should I preach to my congregation next? And it will tell you, 75% of the congregation will not tell you this, but they're dealing with abuse problems. You're gonna preach Exodus at that point, or are you gonna preach something else? Are you gonna preach Hebrews at that point when your congregation, or is there a specific part of Hebrews you're gonna teach at that moment, knowing that 75% of your congregation, you will know how much your community is hurting and how they are hurting, and you can guess, or you can do a little bit of research and know. All right, and then you simply launch the campaign. So anytime someone is searching marriage advice for couples, what does the Bible say about divorce? Trying to remember the other key phrases we're running. I can't remember. People will see the resource and then discover the church actually answers that problem. Jesus is the answer. Tell me more, Pastor, and they will go or connect to the church. And it's all because you took a little bit of initiative and a lot of setup. I'm not going to lie to you. But you're showing the church is the answer. So A, they can go straight to your church to be discipled by your congregation. Or B, they will be aware of your church. And when they hear about you, they'll say, oh yeah, that's the church that helped me out with my marriage. And you didn't even know it. This is the beautiful time that we live in.